What's up guys, I'm Hypernut and really excited about today's video because this is actually the first time I turn on my webcam. I'm gonna show you some really cool tips and tricks about Starcraft II, also some really advanced ones. I'm gonna try to cover all three races in one video, but I'm gonna start from the scratch and actually show you guys what options you should keep on and what options you should keep off. So yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about the options a bit. Most professional players will go on graphics quality to low and texture quality to medium. This is because shiny graphics can distract you by a lot, and you can actually see cloaked units better if you're playing on low quality. Since I'm playing mostly co-op missions, I'm gonna go with extreme. Also, if you have a potato computer, make sure you keep this option off because it will suck the soul out of your graphics card. Keep in mind that music can also distract you from important in-game alerts. I'm gonna go to the most important section of the game now. Show alerts on, display build grid on. This will help you place your buildings better. Always show worker status on, because it will show you the optimal number of workers you need on your geysers and town halls. Select all larvae on, enable enemy unit selection on, because most of the times you need to click the enemy unit and see what upgrades it has and HP points. Display experience points on, because let's say sometimes you hit the enemy and it runs in the fog of war and you're not sure if you killed it or not, and this will help you know 100% if the unit is dead. Allow window restore on. Let's say you queue up for a game and you don't want to wait because it takes a long time, and you minimize your game, go to something else, and when the game is ready it will go full screen. Show unit life bars. You wanna go with always. I personally go with damaged because the game is much more cleaner for me. Control groups, go with unclickable, because sometimes you click by mistakes other control groups and you don't want to do that. Show flyer helper always. This will help you target flying units much more precisely. Colors, not that important. Social, disable this if you wanna receive incoming curses, and that's about it. Most of you may have heard about a rapid fire key, but what is it and how do you use it? So a rapid fire key is a key that lets you spam your abilities really fast, like this.
Ready.
Not enough energy.
Give me the sit rep. Copy that.
So it even works on warping units. So you can see how fast it is. So now I'm gonna show you how to do this. You wanna go into the options, hotkeys, global, unit management, choose ability or AI target. So now you need to choose your rapid fire key. This can be any key you want, and you need to bind it right here. After you do this, you press accept, go back into the hotkeys, and you need to bind your rapid fire key to every unit and every building that has a potential for rapid fire. Like let's say I want a rapid fire corrosive bile, so I'm gonna click on Ravager, click on the corrosive bile ability, and I'm gonna just restore this to default. So this is how you're gonna bind your key. You press here on the secondary button, the alternative button, and you bind your rapid fire key. Then let's say you want to warp in units really fast. You go to a gateway and you want to warp in fast DTs. Again, you want to bind the rapid fire key to the alternative button. After you do this on every unit and building you want to rapid fire, you press accept.
From the shadows I come.
And now I'm gonna show you how to use it. So you select your units, you hold down rapid fire, and you move your mouse like this.
Not enough energy.
On Ravager, let's say you wanna hit on the exact same spot. Just move your mouse slowly and the Ravagers will actually hit on the same exact spot. I'm gonna show you how to efficiently select your units. When you're selecting with the square option, make sure you do little squares. This will save you some good seconds. Also, double clicking is fine for static units, not so good with moving ones, because most of the times you'll miss that double click and that's just wasted seconds. What you wanna do is hold the control key and click once on the unit. This will select all the units of the same type, and it's much more easier to hotkey as well, like control 1, control 2, control 3. Another example is here. So double clicking is out of the question here. If I want to select my banshees, for example, I can select all the units, hold control and click on the banshee. This will select all my banshees and I can move them out of this mess. Also, you can do a very good split here, like hold control, you guys go here, you go here, you go here, you go here, you go here, and you guys go here. So you can't miss anything. So you see how effective this is. If you want to improve in game, you may want to go with this option. Hold control and clicking once on the same unit. If you have idle workers scattered all over the map, you can select them all at once by pressing control and clicking idle worker. Also, if some of them have mineral crystals, you can press C and they will automatically return them. You need to repair all this damaged stuff as soon as possible. What most of you would do is take an SCV and do this, manually clicking all the units and buildings until they're fixed, which is not effective at all because you could actually lose all your army for not paying attention on a battlefield. A better way to do this is take a bunch of SCVs, make sure you have auto repair on, and attack at this point, and queue back to the mineral line. So what the SCVs are doing now, they're actually gonna repair all this stuff in their path until this point because there's nothing to attack. So in the meantime, you can actually focus on killing your enemy. So you can already see how effective this is because I'm not focused in my base, I'm focused actually on killing my enemy. Microwing is the most important skill in Starcraft II. As you can see, my roaches are being slaughtered without any micro. I'm gonna reset this and use my burrow ability to my advantage. Just before my roach dies, I'm gonna burrow and unburrow it really quick. Now that bunker is just gonna burn and my roaches are healing in time. And just when the bunker explodes, I'm gonna unburrow and kill all the marines. And all my roaches survived. Kiting is another important aspect in Starcraft II. So there's no way I will kill these 2 zealots with only 3 marines. What I will do is take these 2 marines, kite the zealots, while this marine does damage on them. So let's see how this works. I'm gonna do a bit of aggro. And I wanna make sure I stay away from this marine, so the zealots won't switch target. After one zealot dies, I'll use 2 marines to actually kill the last zealot. Oops, he switched target. And this is how you kite. If you're not a clicker and you don't want to click the auto-casting for the unit's ability, you can trigger it by holding the Alt key.
Life flight's here.
When you build something with the shift key, always remember to queue back your workers to the main row line.
It's your time.
Did you ever find yourself in a what the fuck situation? I'm gonna explain what that is. So let's say you got your bunch of mutas and you see a lonely tank and you're gonna attack him because what can go wrong? So let's see. And you're like, what the fuck did just happen? Well, what happens is smart people actually cover their widow mines with tanks. And this is how you make your Medivacs follow your units. So if you right click on a unit, it will actually pick it up, so that's not good. What you wanna do is select all your Medivacs and actually attack a unit that is not in the front line. So I'm gonna attack this Marauder, and now all my Medivacs will follow that Marauder.
Armed and ready. I'm on it. Why not?
You can actually repair damaged units inside the Medivac. So I'm gonna load up my tank. And you wanna make sure your SCVs are on auto repair.
What's going on?
Talk to me.
So now you can see how the tank is being repaired inside the Medivac.
I heard that.
This is how you kill a DT without any detection.
Are you ready for this? Where's
Did you know that Banshees can actually take less damage if cloaked perfectly? I'm gonna show you.
Inbound.
So this is what normally happens, but if I cloak just before the widow mines hit me, I can actually survive.
I got
Watch.
my ears on. Weapons hot.
Cool, huh? You can actually survive the parasitic bomb if you go into assault mode. So I'm gonna show you.
Made for battle.
So you see, I'm inside the cloud, but not actually taking any damage.
Let's get into.
Now this is a super advanced trick, so let's assume I've got my sensor tower and I already know my enemy is right outside my doorstep preparing to attack me. I don't got much stuff to defend myself, I only got a bunch of ravens and a banshee. So what I can do is actually seeker missile my banshee, cloak it and then run it into the enemy. So let's see how this works.
Not enough energy.
Cloak it and run into the enemy. Boom shakalaka! This is a cool trick to survive a Zerg rush. So I'm gonna take my probes, circle this cannon and hold position. And press hold position. Now the Zerglings are just being dumped. They won't target the probes, they'll target the cannon. So this is a neat way to survive a Zerg rush. There's a very cool trick you can do with the shift key. If I move my stackers here and blink over this platform and then move over here, what I will get is a very smooth blink. So let's see.
Intriguing.
I'm gonna show you how to protect your mummy. So you see what's happening. Those links are just being dumped. Roaches can burrow underneath force fields, so I'm gonna attack this expansion. And now also the roaches can go through. So burrowing actually allows you to go through the force fields. You can use your shift key to spawn infested turrets all at once. So I'm gonna borrow my infestors. Hold shift and queue up infested turrets in a line and then pull back. You can build any Zerg building without the need of creep. So I'm gonna build a spine crawler right in my opponent's expansion. So I'm gonna build a hatchery, press escape, and build really fast a spine crawler. So because the hatchery had some creep underneath, I was able to build anything on that creep. Keep in mind that buildings without creeper will bleed, so you can use this to block your opponent's expansion or delay it. Also, if the enemy attacks your spine crawler, it will spawn broodlings, so that's helpful too. Zerg is the only race that can go over 200 supply. I'm gonna take my drones and build some spine crawlers.
Command unacceptable. Command unacceptable. Command unacceptable.
So I freed up some space, and now I'm gonna build some more murals. And then select all the spine crawlers and press escape. Now I have over 200 supply. Adepts are the only units that can escape stasis wards. So if I'm shading here, if I activate the stasis ward, they will escape. It takes only one hit from the Widow Mine to kill me, but with proper micro you can kill it. So I'm gonna use Revelation. The Widow Mine will try to lock on me, but it will not, because I will leave as soon as possible. So just use one hit and then leave.
I see.
Zerg is the only race that can go double race. By that you need one Viper and one Infester. So I'm gonna kidnap a probe and use Neural Parasite to control it, and then fast expand. So that's it. So the probe is mine for some seconds, and now I can use it to expand my own Protoss base. Now I have both Protoss and Zerg.